All right, I hope you're doing well. We will see now the fifth game of my tournament. I know it's been a long and a rough tournament, but don't worry, it's not over yet. So we have the fifth round, and I'm playing against Mathieu Müller. Hopefully, it's the correct name. I really hope. Yeah, Mathieu Müller, hopefully. Um, Very nice guy. I think he's Armenian, but I might be Armenian. I might be wrong though. It was a pleasure talking with you, playing with you. You're a nice guy. But now it's time to analyze our game. Uh, okay, so we played the Carokann, and we played the Carokann, a line that I played billions of times already in online chess. And this is a line which goes like this: knight h3, knight h6, knight f3, knight h6. So this is not the greatest line ever. It's just that it's decent and it's hard to play against with the white pieces, and the plans are pretty dubious. I don't care, the games are online and I'm not playing this anymore, I guess. But basically, I decided to go for the line with bishop e7. And the reason why I did that, I'm still leaking a lot of informations here, is because I think that one of the top lines is to still take on h6 at some point, but I don't know what the engine wants here. But I know that sometimes this is a top line, but this is very hard. Anyway, he went knight to d2, which felt a little bit strange. I know that c4 and knight c3 are decent moves, but he went, I think, knight to d2. I went knight to f5, castles, knight to through the move order. No, it's not the right move order. Knight f5, g3, exactly, because I might be threatening some captures on h4. If he castles, then I might be capturing this. If takes, yeah, this is the thing. And yeah, yeah, this is simply the thing. And if knight takes, I just capture that way. So he goes g3 first, exactly. Now I went, I think, 97 castles. I have the paper here actually. It's time for me to use it. It's move number 11, exactly, knight d7, castles, castles, everything is logical. And here he played the move, we analyzed afterwards, and he thinks that rook f to d1 was maybe better than what he played in the game. He played rook f to e1. For me, moving the rook was still wrong. It's just that I really don't like the knight on g2. This is a nice sentence in a totally different position by Vladislav Tkachev. He says that mainly he never likes knight on d2. What do you want to do with that? This is just, you can't play c4 because you are no longer putting pressure in the center, especially not with the knight on d2 and not the knight on c6. But yeah, I felt like something was too slow. So I went for c5. If he takes, now at least I have an active knight. So he went c3, which is logical. I didn't capture, I played rook c8 first because I needed some information. I didn't know where he wanted to go with his pieces. So I basically wanted to see how things rolled up. Knight to f1. And now after knight to f1, I calculated for, I would say, so until this moment, I took like, I think 20 minutes until the move that I will play now. But now I took on g5. Yeah. So there are two moves possible. Pawn takes, which looks ridiculous, obviously, and knight takes. And if knight takes, which he ended up playing in the game, then I can just capture queen b6. And this is not crazy. I calculated a lot of things here, a lot of lines. I calculated this move um, quite a lot. Then I realized that I can just go g6 and everything is all right. But if I take, he takes there. This is a hard position. But I managed to survive. But mainly, I think g6. I don't know what I had in mind. Maybe I had g6, but I'm not sure anymore. But I had something in mind. I certainly had something in mind. And also knight e3, which he ended up playing. Now, if I take, it's mate. Haha. If I take, it's mate. Haha. But if I take, he takes, queen is hanging, so I take, right? And I'm winning the queen. And I first, before playing, after during the game, I thought that knight f3 was the best move, and here I wasn't sure yet what to play. Maybe rook c4, maybe rook c6, something. It's just that I was ready to play a very long positional game. We analyzed in the game that maybe the rook on d1 would have been better because now he would be able to play knight e3 without this line of the tricks and such. If it was the case, and after knight e3, by the way, let's just pretend the rook is on d1, that I can't take on d4. Here he can always take, and go queen f3, And if I take back with the e pawn, then I'm just getting smacked and the game is over. Haha. So lucky me. 93, I went queen to d4, which is the game. And now after queen to d4, he went queen to e2. And here he made a calculation mistake. He admitted it during the analysis. Um, First, I calculated the same line as he did, takes, queen takes, and then I saw that maybe I can go knight h6 to defend myself. No, no more mate on h7, then knight g4, but then I saw that I have this line, and if you take this, and I have rook c2 and I win. And I realized all those things, and I realized, wait, wait. Takes this, I have knight f6. So I played knight f6. Now this is the game, and now I'm just winning after 19 moves. Now it's just a matter of technique, but this is, when you're full focused, then this is very simple to have a good technique. I went for the pawn, went rook c1, ready to trade things off the board. He took, I took back, he played king g2. And now I took a little bit of time, but I saw a nice trick. I saw that if he wants to go h5 or g4, if g4, then I have queen c4 and I will go pick up the pawn or something else. If he goes h5, then I realize that I have d4 and I win the knight. So I went rook c8. Now if g4, I don't even go queen c4, I go rook c4, and this is winning. And if he goes h5, like in the game, then I have d4, and this is pinned, right? If he moves on d3 that I just captured. By the way, if he had gone for rook to b3, then I was ready to play b6 or queen c6 or whatever, d4, anything, just to trade the queens off. Maybe b6, but okay, this is another topic. Anyway, he went for h5, I went d4, and here I calculated a nice line. What about h6? In the game, he played rook e5, by the way, which is the. Then we will see what happened in the game. But I calculated h6 takes an h7. Yeah, and if I take, yeah, if check, I could just capture and there is nothing. But I think there is a line with queen c6. Ah, yeah, right. And I have queen c6 in the end. Exactly. This is something that I saw. I also asked myself the question about queen b7 now, but I once again have queen b6. I'm sorry, queen to c6, which trades the queens off. So everything was working. He went rook to e5. Here he didn't have time on the clock anymore. So I went queen to c6, trying to trade the queens off. He went knight e4, takes. Here I really wanted to go f5 to trade the queens off, but he can just capture on d4, and I didn't like it. So I went queen d5 first. At the same time, I'm just, destroying this pawn. So he goes g4. And now I see that there is this beautiful connection, this beautiful lined up with the queen and the rook and my queen. So I went rook to c3 just to lure the queen away from this diagonal. And then when the queen goes away, let's say f4, like in the game, I think, yeah. And I have f5, which pins the rook, and I win the rook and the game within the same occasion. All right, f5. I think he just went back to b8, exactly, king h7, f3, I took. He went queen e8, trying to go for some, draw. But I saw a mating line that I played instantly, queen a2. If he goes back, then this is, of course, mate. If king g3, then I just go rook to f3. Now there's only one move legal. Queen h2, king there, and now rook f5. Always finish your game with a brilliant move. He took back. He has to take with a pawn. The king has no other legal move, and queen g3 is mate. So it was a very strange game, honestly. The game ended, and I felt like something was missing. I really didn't understand what went wrong during this game. Yeah, this is very surprising, I want to say. I really don't know what happened. I felt strange during the analysis because we were looking at some moves and I just couldn't see anything from my opponent. And I'm very close to think that it's exactly what Vladislav Kachev said billions of times. I think it's because of the knight on d2. Simple as that. Um, it's not that it's a general rule, but in this particular occasion, the knight wasn't doing anything. The knight went to f1, e3, then it got traded off. This is how important this knight was during the game. I don't want to be cocky or anything, but this was I have no answer. So for the first time ever, we will be checking with the engine this game, and I'd see what happened. Hopefully I didn't mess up. Hopefully I put the right moves at the right spot. All right, the game is played at a stunning. Wow, this is very impressive. 96.8%, so almost perfect game. I played this game at the 2500 level. Decent takes, e6, knight h6, which is wrong. I know that this line is wrong, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Here he had to take. And now the engine says that right now we have to go castles, and there is nothing. This g3, and this is possible that there is nothing, but honestly, who cares? Uh, yeah, I don't know. Sure, sure. I know this position, but doesn't matter. Anyway, now I'm fine. I'm the king of the jungle. Yeah, and I just played. Yeah, c3 is wrong. And by the way, 92. Let me just seal 92. Yeah, it was knight c3. Knight bd2 is also decent, which is crazy. But yeah, but knight c3 makes more sense. c4 makes no sense. Because since I haven't pushed c5 yet, I can just capture, and notice the isolated pawn here. Knight f5, maybe knight f5 first. Or g3, then knight d7, castles, knight b6. Just a nightmare. Haha, knight. Alright, this is decent. Everything here is decent. Rook c8 is wrong. I should have taken first. Knight takes. Now takes, queen there. Ah, yeah, it's right. I missed that. And if you go that way, g6. Yeah, of course. Okay, I missed that. It's fine. Alright, anyway. Takes, took, queen b6. Yeah, I played just a perfect game. Here, rook a d1 or rook e d1, and now I want rook c4 or rook c6. Rook c4 is decent. Queen b2. Queen b2 felt so wrong. Queen c2. He captures, and now knight b6 captures there. Yeah, it felt completely wrong. I mean, I can tell that I have a lot of compensation, but not that much either. Like, it's pretty hard, honestly. It's a pretty hard position. I mean, I can tell that I will definitely cause some troubles, eventually some f6 one day. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a hard game, but I can't say that I have something. All right, but now it's just simply winning. And now it's just pure technique. And here I already know that the game is just perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty clean game, I want to say. So thank you for this game. Just very cool. I will check this afterwards, but I, I really hope it's the correct, I really hope it's the correct name. Um, but okay, I think everything here is said. It's said, not said, but not said 1-1, but said, everything was, we talked about everything. It was a decent game. Yeah, if you have any more questions, let me just, send me just a message. See you in the future. Take care.